Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Lala Kent is setting the record straight about her former assistant's departure. It was roughly 2 months ago when Lala announced her longtime ride or die Jessica Walter had left her team after years of working as an assistant. The Vanderpump Rules mom shared the shocking news in a November episode of the Give Them Lala podcast, which Jessica previously co-hosted. My ache is that my ride or die Jessica is no longer going to be working for me, and she is no longer going to be on the podcast, Lala said. My relief is that she's going to spread her wings. I love her more than anything. I'm so excited to see what she's going to do in her future. Although Lala suggested she and Jessica were still on good terms, rumors began circulating about a possible fallout between the longtime besties. Lala was asked about those whispers in the December 31 episode of the Not Skinny, But Not Fat podcast. We're gonna have to talk about the rumors a little bit, host Amanda Hirsch said, referring to Jessica's exit. People are freaking out about it for some reason. Lala acknowledged there was a lot of wild interest in Jessica's employment move, but insisted there was no big drama. At the end of the day, she was my employee, the former SUR hostess said. She wanted to go and move on with her life. And I would be a crazy person to not say, go and achieve everything you want to achieve. People are like wanting an explanation. I'm like, I don't know how to break this down. Let's just say my mom was like, I no longer want to be helping you, like I really need to go and experience life as a, 64-year-old and see what's out there. By all means go, be free, fly. Lala also said it was Jessica's choice to leave her team and that she had zero regrets about her hiring. At the end of the day, she was employed by Lala Kent. You are no longer employed. I wish you the best. Have a great life, she said. I've learned a lot in many relationships in my life. From my ex-fiancé to certain friends that I've had to employees that I've had. Every single thing that I've experienced in the past 2 to 3 years, I've learned something from. I don't regret anything, but I don't know how to make things different. Lala told Amanda she was accepting resumes for a new assistant, but was looking for someone who was in it for the long haul. Let me tell you something. Your big dream better be, I only want to be the best assistant to Lala Kent in the world. Like no dreams, no aspirations. You don't want to build shit. Lala joked about Jessica's potential replacement. I don't like change. I had so much change in my life in such a short period of time. Lala Kent explains the real reason she and her ex-assistant parted ways. Have a great life. Lala Kent, a star known for her fiery personality on Vanderpump Rules, has never been one to shy away from confrontation or controversy. From the show's tumultuous relationships to her off-screen entrepreneurial ventures, Lala's life is always in the spotlight. Recently, however, she's been making headlines for a more personal reason, the end of her professional relationship with her longtime assistant. In a candid interview, Lala opened up about what led to the split, giving fans insight into the dynamics behind the scenes of her bustling empire. Lala first introduced her assistant, whom she affectionately referred to as her right hand, to fans on social media and her podcast, Give Them Lala. Described as loyal and hardworking, the assistant seemed to be a vital part of Lala's life, managing everything from her busy schedule to her beauty brand logistics. The two shared a close bond, often joking around and even vacationing together. She wasn't just my assistant, she was family, Lala explained. I trusted her with everything, and she knew the ins and outs of my life. For years, the duo appeared to be a powerhouse team. But as Lala revealed, cracks began to form in their working relationship that eventually became impossible to ignore. Lala Kent's brand has expanded exponentially in recent years. From her beauty line to her book, podcast, and thriving social media presence, she's built an empire that requires meticulous organization and constant attention. When I first started, I had a smaller team, and that worked. But as my brand grew, the responsibilities became overwhelming, Lala said. It's not just about running errands anymore. It's contracts, deals, managing people, and making sure everything aligns with the vision I have for my brand. While Lala acknowledged that her assistant worked tirelessly, she also admitted that the demands of the job had outgrown one person's capacity. I think we both started to feel the strain, Lala said. It's not easy to keep up when the stakes keep getting higher. As with any professional relationship, communication is key. According to Lala, the real turning point came when she and her assistant began to experience repeated misunderstandings. I'm very specific about what I want and how I want it, Lala shared. I'm a perfectionist, and I'll admit that can be tough to work with. But when things aren't done the way they need to be, it's frustrating. On the other hand, Lala acknowledged that her assistant might have felt overwhelmed or unappreciated at times. I think there were moments where she felt like she couldn't do anything right. And that's not a good feeling for anyone, Lala said. We were just not on the same page anymore. The decision to end their working relationship wasn't made lightly. Lala described it as a long time coming, but ultimately the best choice for both parties. I sat her down and said, I love you as a person, but I think we've reached the end of the road professionally, Lala revealed. It was emotional because we've been through so much together that I knew it was the right thing to do. Despite the emotional weight of the conversation, Lala insisted that it ended amicably. I told her, have a great life, I'll always be rooting for you, and I mean that. There's no bad blood between us. Since the split, Lala has been focused on restructuring her team to better support her growing business. She's brought on additional staff and hired a professional business manager to help with the workload. I've learned so much from this experience, Lala said. You can't do it all yourself, and you need to have the right people in the right roles. It's not about friendship. It's about finding people who can execute the vision. She's incredibly talented and hardworking, and I know she'll go on to do amazing things, Lala said. Sometimes you just have to recognize when it's time to move on. Lala's experience offers a valuable lesson for anyone managing personal and professional relationships. Mixing friendship and business can be tricky, especially when expectations and responsibilities evolve over time. Boundaries are so important, Lala emphasized. You have to be clear about what's expected and hold people accountable, but you also need to treat them with respect and compassion. Lala also encouraged others to prioritize communication and address issues as they arise, rather than letting them fester. Looking back, there were definitely moments where I should have spoken up sooner or handled things differently, she admitted. But every experience is a learning opportunity, and I'm grateful for what I've learned. Fans of Vanderpump Rules have been quick to weigh in on the situation. Some applauded Lala for her honesty and professionalism, while others speculated about what might have gone wrong behind the scenes. It's refreshing to see someone like Lala admit their flaws and take responsibility. One fan commented on social media, "It sounds like she handled the situation with grace." Others expressed sadness over the split, noting how close the two seemed to be. It's always tough when a relationship, personal or professional, comes to an end, another fan wrote. I hope they both find happiness moving forward. With her assistant chapter closed, Lala is turning her attention to the future. She's teased exciting new projects on the horizon, including an expansion of her beauty line and potential new ventures in film and television. I'm always thinking about what's next, Lala said. I have so many ideas, and I'm excited to see where this journey takes me. As for her personal life, Lala remains focused on being the best mother she can be to her daughter, Ocean. Everything I do is for her, Lala said. She's my biggest motivation and my greatest joy. Reflecting on the experience, Lala offered words of wisdom for anyone navigating similar challenges. Change is hard, but it's necessary, she said. Sometimes you have to make tough decisions to grow and move forward, and that's okay. Just remember to handle everything with honesty and kindness. For Lala Kent, the end of this chapter marks the beginning of a new one. And as always, she's tackling it with the strength, resilience, and unapologetic flair that fans have come to love.